Welcome back everybody to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis for big mega cap stocks. So show your support by hitting that thumbs up button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, consider subscribing, and that means a lot to me. Now if you want to get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, my analysis in 3 days of live trading, definitely check out the Patreon, and that link will be down below in the description. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Amazon, it's down 0.47%, and look at this support right now, 146. We got multiple rejection before, and now that is acting as a support. Came down to 145.53, and this thing went right back up and now holding 146 as a support. So as long as Amazon can hold 146, the next stop 150. Below 146, watch out for the support and the gap 144, 142, 66, rising 20-day moving average right here, and then 138. On Google stock, it's up 0.41%, and Google holding right here exactly 137 as a support. And why? If you look at my screen, 13-day moving average right here, this orange line sitting close to 137, 136.79, and that is the support I was holding today. This thing went back up, but also it's under rising 5-day moving average right here, 138.71. So as long as Google can hold above 137 and this thing can break above 138.71, you're going to see 140 and then 142. Below 137, watch out for the support 135, and then this gap down here 134.11. So another flat day on Netflix and another doji indecision candle we got. This thing came down to 475.95, and look at the closing today. Right before closing, going back up and now holding 478 as a support, rising 5-day moving average right here on this daily chart. So going into tomorrow, guys, 478 will be a key level to watch, and only below that level you want to watch 464 and then 450. As long as Netflix can stay above rising 5-day moving average right here, the next stop 485 and then 500. But look at the volume. I mean, it's getting really exhausted. Volume here, it's not there anymore. It's drying up. So that means one thing. Any push to the downside, this thing will come back in a quick time all the way down to at least 464 to 450. So watch out for a pullback unless we get that breakout above 485. That's going to be bullish for more upside all the way up to 500. On Meta, it's up 1.28%, and let me share something with you guys here on Meta. So Meta was actually on top of my list today to day trade and buy the dip around 330, 331. This thing was down pre-market, I think close to 1%. And guess what? Before the market opened, the dip and the stock was gone. Opened at 330, 340, and guess what? Since opening, this thing took off all the way up to 339.38 and now trading at 339. So this is how crazy this market is right now, especially for retail traders. If I cannot catch this move on Meta, guess what? It's really hard to make money because there is no dip. All you can do is chase. And if you're chasing, guess what? At some point, you're going to get caught and you're going to lose some money. And this is just insane. Not even retesting, back testing this resistance right here as a support. And this thing just took off. From down almost 1% pre-market, the dip and the stock was gone, and now trading at almost 339. So going into tomorrow, 334.39 will be a support to watch right here, and above 343, this thing can run all the way up to 350. Meta breaks below 334.39, then watch out for 330 to 331 right here, and then 326. And here's my X account, and if you're on there, definitely give me a follow. And I do post a lot of things right here on X, including all my videos are coming out here. So if you're not on YouTube, you can watch right here on X. Now this was a fantastic trade right here on Walmart. and it cannot get any better. You can see 11:16 2 weeks ago, 8:41 a.m. where I posted I'll be getting this calls right here on Walmart, and I got in right at opening. 9:34 a.m. 155 calls, and look at today, Walmart getting up to almost 159. Huge winner right here. And I sold half of my position and still holding some more for more upside. So if you want to get trade ideas like this one, and there's so many other ones right here, I won't be able to cover all this. You get all that when you join my Patreon, and you're also supporting the channel. So check it out. I'll leave the link down below in the description for Patreon. And thank you so much for supporting the channel, guys. On Apple stock, it's up 0.32%, and look at the volume here on Apple. Definitely this stock here getting exhausted. Now, I said it before, and right now it's over 190. So as long as this thing can hold past 190, there is a chance this thing can go up to 195.28 to close this gap before getting a nice pullback or a correction here on Apple stock. Now, below 190 so far, it's not even breaking under 188. So if this thing actually gets under 188 right here, rising 13-day moving average, then you're going to see a dump off down to 186 to this gap, and then we have support at 185, 183, and then 180. Now keep that in mind. Even though Apple stock can run up to 195, this is not a zone to go and chase the stock right here above 190, because soon as we get that pullback, this thing will be down here in a quick time to fill this gap at 186. On Nvidia, stock is down 0.87%, and Nvidia now under 482, and looks like it's holding above rising 20-day moving average right here, this white line, 472. We also have strong support here close to 471. So this is going to be a level to watch on Nvidia. 471 to 472, and below that you're going to see a dump off down to 460, 448.96, and then this gap down here 423.81, and that's going to be a long way down from where it is right now. Now to the upside, Nvidia can actually break and hold 482, then watch out for a move back up to, I would say, at least right here 488, 13-day moving average right here, and then possibly another fresh new all-time high, or at least retest of this all-time high, 502.66. On Tesla stock, it's up 4.5%, and we called it last night. Tesla was wedging right here for that breakout, and I said it last night, if this thing actually breaks out above 241, the next stop will be 246, and above 246, that's going to be a massive breakout for a move all the way up to 252, and then possibly next week we could see more upside on Tesla. Now this is the only thing, especially mega caps, not overbought, and this thing can go easily up to, I would say, 260 plus. So going into tomorrow, you want to watch 241 will be a key level of support to watch on a pullback, but also we do have some support right here around, I would say, 245 to 246. Now if this move actually continues tomorrow, early as tomorrow morning, we could see 252 on Tesla, and above that more upside, possibly 260 plus, and I think that's coming next week. So watch 245 to 246 as a support on a pullback, and then strong support at 241, and then we also have support down here 236, 233, 227, and then this gap 225.40. And guess what, guys? Another fresh new all-time high. And let me tell you guys something. A lot of people think that this thing will never come back down again. We're not going to see any pullback on Microsoft. But trust me when I say this, and I've been doing it for 20 years, what goes up must come down, and this thing will come down. I cannot give you exact time, but trust me when I say this, Microsoft will be down here 339 to close this gap down here. Now it's up on the day 1% and hitting another fresh new all-time high, exactly 383. And look at this move right here. Fresh new all-time high, 367, and then down to 311. Huge pullback. went back up to 341, huge pullback down to 309, and since 309 this thing going up in a straight line, and last 2 weeks just hitting all-time highs after all-time highs, and just getting exhausted. So whenever we get that pullback, it's gonna be a big one, and this thing, the first stop will be down here to this gap 357.54, and then this gap 339. But going into tomorrow, now we do have support at 380, 375, and then watch out for 366 down here. Above 380, this thing can move all the way up to 390. On AMD, it's down 0.5%, and AMD definitely paid today because I shorted AMD right here on this big move right up here at 124.76, getting some 125 puts more deep in the money, and today selling out at 121, and then this thing actually came down to 120.79, and now trading at 122, which is great because we talked about it last night. 122 a big level, and now again it's holding 122 right here as a support and not getting down to straight down to this support 118. So on AMD, as long as this thing can hold above 122, and now looks like we got a gap here on top 122.61, and then watch out for a move up to 125. Now below 122, you want to watch. Now we do have some sort of a support right here because of this rising 20-day moving average right here, 120.64, and that is what was actually acting as a support today, because rising 20-day moving average on any stock, definitely a strong support, and this one was holding today and went back up and now holding 122. So below 122, you want to watch 120.64, and then this gap 119.43, and then 118 as strong support on AMD. And if this thing somehow breaks below 118, then there is going to be more downside down to 115 or even lower. Above 122, definitely there is still a chance this thing can go up to 125 and then 130. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching.